Yo people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. This is the preview for Manchester United's game with Tottenham Hotspur this weekend, and it's sponsored by Le Bon. So thank you very much to Le Bon for sponsoring this one. I will be telling you a little bit more about Le Bon as well and the fun stuff we've got going on over the weekend with man like Rory, Elliot Hackney, Boovy and all the guys as well. So make sure you are checking that stuff out. The link is in the description below. You do have to be over 18. T's and C's apply though. But we are here to talk about Spurs, Manchester United in the Premier League. Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They beat us 6-1 last time we played them at Old Trafford. Manchester United having a man sent off in the first half. Having gone into the lead for a Bruno Fernandes penalty, it fell apart real quickly, unravelled real quickly as our defence. It was just shambles. Then Martial gets sent off, and it was a horrible day. But the form for both teams has turned around since then. Manchester United are in an upwards trajectory. You've got Spurs, who are not the Spurs are quite close to the top four, so they're still capable of getting that top four spot. But you look at their results recently, that draw with Newcastle, typical of them, dropping points from winning positions. They've dropped loads of points from winning positions. And you just think they're probably not going to get top four, do you know what I mean? So they are looking great at the moment. A lot of pressure on Jose Mourinho, although they do have a final to look forward to, which is, of course, always good. If you can win that final, you got a trophy in the bag and your season looks a little bit better. They're coming up against Manchester City in that final, though. So Manchester United in this game, we know what's at stake. We know the threat that they hold. I'd imagine like a draw in this game would be a good result if we were to be serious. That's not to say we go into this game looking to draw or we approach it looking for a draw, because if you do that, you're probably going to lose. But if we were to draw this game, I wouldn't look at it too badly. They're one of those teams that are just on the outside of the top four. You don't give them a chance to beat you and close the gap. Leicester can't overtake us if they win and we draw. So we end up staying in second spot, and we take one of those fixtures away from one of those teams that could potentially close the gap on us. So a draw wouldn't be a bad result at all. But we'll be speaking about the team news that we have, as Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw were taken off as substitutes in the game against Granada. We'll be looking at that. We'll also be looking at Spurs' team news, as well as the quotes from both managers, predictions, my predicted 11, and all that good stuff. So make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to AdamMcKola TV. And as I was saying, this video is sponsored by Le Bon. Now, Le Bon is a betting app, but it's betting with your mates. So you're not betting against a bookie. You're not betting on Manchester United to win, or a certain score, or 5 teams in an accumulator. What you are doing with this game is you're putting a tenner in with your mates. All of yous put a tenner in. You probably have a similar thing, unofficially when you do fancy football and all those kind of things. But this is a legitimate way to get predictions going on with your mates. Now we've got Boovy, Rory, myself, Elliot Hackney, a few others. We've all put our predictions in for the 10 fixtures that are this weekend, and we've all put a tenner in. So low stakes. We're not going crazy with it. You get your predictions in, you put your tenors in, it goes into the mix. Winner takes it all, apart from a 10% which goes to Le Bon for putting it all together and putting it through the app and that. And then you could potentially have the bragging rights. Now I'm hoping I can beat these lot, because Rory, Elliot Hackney, they've beaten us on poker nights recently, haven't they? So I've got to take some money out of their winnings, that's for sure. And we've got our predictions in here for the games. Now I'm looking at it. Rory's named himself the Flamingo. Don't know what's going on there with Rory. But let me look at these predictions now. We've got my predictions and Rory's. Rory's gone 3-1 City, Leeds. I've gone 3-1 as well. So very similar there. Liverpool, 2-1 is gone for Liverpool. I've gone 1-1. I think Villa might get a draw. We've both gone 2-0 for Chelsea. So very similar so far. Very, very similar. Then I've gone 1-0 Newcastle over Burnley. He's gone 1-1. West Ham United Leicester, 2-1 is gone to West Ham. I've gone for a Desmond Tutu, a draw. I've gone 2-0 United. He's gone 2-1 United against Spurs. Sheffield United Arsenal. I've gone for a Sheffield United win, 1-0. He's gone 2-2. So this is where it's really going to get split now. And this is where the money could be decided. West Bromwich Albion, Southampton, all of them lot have gone for West Brom. Apart from Hackers, who's gone for a draw, and I've gone for a Southampton win. And Brighton Everton, I've gone for a Everton win, as has Rory. So that's how it goes down. You get your predictions in, you put your tenner in, you bet with your mates. There's a little area where you can chat and trash talk each other and all of that. And it's a good bit of fun. And you've got up until 12:30 to be getting your predictions in for this weekend's football. So make sure you're getting on it. Links in the description below. And thank you to LeBom for sponsoring the app, the preview today. Anyway, let's get stuck into the preview. The preview obviously has to start with the team news. And the team news at the moment is Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw should be available for this game. Now, if you remember, we took Luke Shaw off at half-time. We took Marcus Rashford off early. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said after the game, we'll pick a team probably, I don't think I will until Friday morning. So he's probably picked his team now because it will be difficult to prepare. We'll have to stay over here, fly back on Friday, and Saturday will just be a day of recovery and see how the bodies feel. So I don't know until then, but I hope both Luke and Marcus will be ready after tonight, yeah. Anthony Martial, we know, is potentially out for the season. United now relying on Rashford, Greenwood and Cavani in those forward positions. Are they all in your predicted 11s for this game? He said, I don't think you need to be concerned about the fitness of Marcus Rashford. Of course, barring any injury, his fitness is really good. He's an athletic, fit, strong boy. You can see tonight when he goes into headers and challenges, he can look after himself. But at one point, of course, you hope to get to a position where he doesn't have to play every game, every minute. And at the moment, of course, we have to take him off because his foot is a little bit sore. So he's not 100% then. So hopefully that improves as the season goes on, because I think he was better tonight than he was on Sunday. And we have saw Marcus Rashford's performances improving. He's had ridiculous numbers in terms of goals and assists this season. 20 goals in 2 consecutive seasons now, or in consecutive seasons rather. The first player since Wayne Rooney to do that. That's a big feat for him. And I'm sure as someone that's relied upon for their goals and assists, being able to do that, get double figures for both in a season, is fantastic. And I actually think Marcus Rashford probably hasn't even been at his best so far this campaign. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's been at his free-flowing best. He's had a few games where he's looked magnificent. He's getting better as the season goes on, and more recently. But the games where you think of RB Leipzig, Liverpool in the Cup, where he was excellent. Apart from that, he's not been at great form, but he's notching up the goals and assists. And that's what you want your forwards to be doing. That's a sign of your forward becoming more mature, being able to get goals when maybe his performances aren't quite going for him. So hats off to Marcus Rashford for the numbers that he's put up this season. Absolutely incredible, and he's doing well. Thank you for Thomas Sykes for joining AdamMcKola TV. Yeah, I've heard about the sad news about DMX, proper sad man, absolute legend. Someone I've grown up listening to for a long time. And yeah, sad news. There's been a lot of rumours and all that kind of stuff, so you've kind of been braced for it, but it's still, when it breaks, it does hit you. Sad times. A true legend. Rest in peace to DMX. No James, says Shreyas, as we move on and talk about football. Predicted 11 from Sean. He's got Dean Henderson in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford and Greenwood. But he'd rather James or Cavani instead of Fred. I don't want to see Fred start in this game, to be totally honest with you. Samoan85's in the comments, having just finished work. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. Make sure you're hitting that like button, commenting, sharing and subscribing as well, as we move on from that. And we look for some quotes now from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer today. Jose Mourinho as well was talking, and he keeps bringing up penalties, doesn't he? He goes, we lost 2-1 at Old Trafford with the penalty, and we drew 1-1 at home last season, also with a penalty. I think this is more the reality. We are not far from each other, so I think it's going to be a difficult match for both. Excuse me, Jose Mourinho. Have you seen Harry Kane's Son Heung-min and all these lot? Harry Kane has mastered the art of fouling defenders and making it look like he gets fouled, even though he's trying to break their neck. You've got him diving all over the gaff, winning penalties. But you want to talk about Manchester United. Real odd. Focus on the fact that You like a scraping Europa League football this season. Got knocked out by a team that no one really knows, and you're still talking rubbish. Not far from each other. Have you seen the table? You could beat us and still be miles off it. Get a grip. He goes, if Solskjaer is going to use... He goes, hang on, let me see the first comment. These are from United reports. So he's gone, I believe the 6-1 doesn't reflect reality. It can happen. Between the two great, the result, they can happen in an isolated way. I go much more in the direction of the other two previous matches between us and United. If Solskjaer is going to use the 6-1 result, I don't know. If it was the opposite, if it was my team losing 6-1 to them, I would just say to my guys that it happened once and it's not going to happen twice. This doesn't reflect the reality. And I suppose this is where that kind of 6-1 thing comes into maybe into our favour a little bit, or at least it should do. The fact that we've been smacked up 6-1 by them already this season, it means that we have to be going into this game looking to make sure that we beat them. You know, putting in all those players should have a point to prove. You think most of our key players played in that game. Maguire, De Gea. I'd start De Gea in this game. I know we saw a predicted 11 earlier with Henderson in goal. I'd start David De Gea personally, but David De Gea in there. Maguire will, have something to prove. Lindelof, who's been fantastic ball for the Rashford goal, still has something to prove this season, and to Mourinho maybe. Luke Shaw was a part of that. Pogba, I think, played in that game. So you're looking around, and a lot of players were involved in that game where we lost 6-1. Yes, we had the sending off, and yes, Martial shouldn't have been sent off in that game. If he was sent off, then he probably, we should have probably seen Lamela sent off as well. Didn't happen, but they need to use that now as fuel to beat them, for sure. Thomas thinks starting Donny would be a huge risk in this game, as Samoan has suggested. Van der Beek, Bruno, and Pogba would be in our midfield. The jury's still out on whether Donny should be starting games. He needs to build up that fitness, don't he? He's not been starting games for club or country for a long time. To build up your fitness, you need to start games, but then you've got that fine balance. What does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer go with? But yeah, we do need to see more of him playing. I think the game against Granada midweek is probably a game where we'll see him start. So you imagine he wouldn't start in this one, maybe come off the bench, and then we'll see him start against Granada midweek. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. So yeah, I'd be looking forward to seeing more of Donny van der Beek, but probably not now. Brad says Jose is so South-centred, always got to be about him. Look, Jose Mourinho won a couple of trophies with us, which was great. And we have to thank him for that. But apart from that, there's this weird clique of people, seemingly only on Twitter, that fawn over him and want him back and think he's the man still. But it's clear that he's past his sell-by date. Yes, he has the ability to still get results in a one-off game. But over a long-term period, I don't think he has it in him to be able to manage a team anymore, unless he changes massively. His man management skills don't seem to be working. His football at times, especially in the games, in the bigger games against the big teams where you can get away with defending a bit more, cool. But when you're holding on to leads against the likes of Brighton and Newcastle have made them pay twice this season, and you're holding on to slim 1-0 leads against these teams, and they're conceding and making you look stupid. Like, you've got to be doing better than that. So yeah, I just don't get it. Trigger says, I don't want him back, I'm just a fan. I think we might need Bruno to turn the fuck up if we want a chance. Still going to be a difficult game, yeah. Even though Spurs are a team like Son, Kane, these guys decide to turn up on the day. You've had it, do you know what I mean? So it'll be a very, very interesting one. Looking forward to this match, hoping that we can get a few goals. This is my predicted 11 for it. I don't know why I've moved that before I've shown that, but nevertheless, we've got there in the end. My predicted 11 for the game is as follows. David De Gea in goal, keeping his spot, clean sheet in the Europa League against Granada. Granted, he didn't have much to do, but nevertheless, I've gone with David De Gea in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw at fullback, Maguire and Lindelof at centre-half, I think will be the two centre-backs. We'll likely see McTominay and Fred, maybe Pogba on the left, Rashford on the right, and Cavani up top, or Greenwood up top. But I think he didn't start Cavani in the Europa League because he wants to start him in this game. He rested Rashford because Rashford will start in this game. Bruno's definitely starting. I would like to see Pogba start. Wouldn't surprise me to see him go back to that McTominay and Fred thing, which he seems to rely on in bigger games. But for me, I do not want that at all. I do not want that at all. Please, no. Yeah, I'd like to see us go with McTominay, Pogba. If you're going to play Fred, I'd actually sacrifice Cavani then for Pogba. Put Rashford or Greenwood through the middle. And Pogba on that left-hand side. He's played well there before. Can play well there against... he's played well there in those positions against Spurs in the past as well. So it'd be interesting to see him from there. But yeah, looking forward to this one. I'm looking for Man United. We need to be at it. We weren't particularly impressive against Granada, and if we play like that against this Spurs team, even if it is a bad Spurs team, they're gonna beat us. I can just see it happening. Harry Kane having a goal or something. So we really do need to be at it in this one. They lost that game against Zagreb. Apart from that, drawn 2-2 with Newcastle, beat Aston Villa. So they have had some positive results in the league, but you have to beat them. No ifs, buts or maybes. No doubt about it. Let me see what injury problems they might have on the day as well, seeing as we've looked at ours. Let's go to Sunday. On the kickoff for that game as well. So they got Ben Davies and Doherty who could potentially be out. Apart from that, not many issues in terms of injuries, so positive news for them. But that is my predicted 11 right there. Let's see if I can turn this up for some of you guys at home. Is that better? Should be anyway. It was turned down there, that volume was. So there we go. Anyway, Lingard needs a ticket home. He's going to get a ticket to the Euros for sure. Grealish injured, giving Gareth Southgate an excuse to leave him out. I suppose it makes sure Grealish can't boost his price tag at the Euros, and hopefully gives us a chance of still buying him. I'd love us to still sign Jack Grealish. But anyway, that's my predicted 11. Let us know your predicted 11s in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing. Spurs, as I said, a couple of doubts, but a strong team in terms of not many injury worries. United will be without a few. I mean, we will be possibly without Eric Bailly. Actually, we will be. He's got COVID, hasn't he? Phil Jones and Anthony Martial, who's possibly going to be out for the remainder of the season. It's a blow, that, innit? You want to get him back, but at the same time, look, I wouldn't wish injury on anyone at all. But this season's been awful for him. Maybe just a fresh summer, fresh start would do him the world of good. But it'd be good to get him back at the end of the season. Give him a chance of going to the Euros still as well, where hopefully he could boost his confidence a little bit, being part of maybe a successful France squad. But yeah, it's got him to hear about that injury to him, and hopefully he recovers from that soon. Trigger thinks Ndombele will be a problem. Yeah, Ndombele is a quality player, isn't he? We'll have reaction to this game as well on Sunday, so make sure you're there. We'll have another video for you guys on Saturday too. Let us know any ideas or anything in the comments that you want us to discuss on Saturday, and we'll get that covered. We got loads of content coming for you on AdamMcKola TV, so make sure you like and comment and share and subscribing. Click the link in the description below if you're over 18 to play on Le Bomb with your mates. Maybe get a few years in there, get a couple of quid in, and get your predictions on. Have some fun with it, and I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram with how the predictions go. So keep an eye on my story, and I'll be targeting Rory and Elliot and Boovy with some abuse when I'm kicking their ass and taking their money. So make sure you're keeping it locked. Thank you to Le Bomb for sponsoring us. The link's in the description. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's my predicted 11, that's my predicted 11. Get yours in. We'll see you in a bit.